Hi, everybody. This is Jason from Illinois Learn to Hunt, and today we're going to be talking about the free upland game permit. The free upland game permit allows you to hunt upland game across the state come this winter, and it's going to allow you to hunt public land sites that have been managed to have some upland game on it. So this is your best chance if you want to hunt wild pheasant in Illinois, for example. You can hunt pheasant, quail, rabbit, and other upland species, but pheasant seems to be the main one that people are going to be wanting to go after on these sites. We'll go over in this video how to apply for the permit, and then I'll talk about how to narrow down which sites to apply for, and even show you how to find out some more information about the various sites. Real quick, how do you apply for the permit? Like I said, it is free, so that's great. You'd Google, here I'll go back to the Google page here. So you'd Google free upland permit and click on the link. That's the Department of Natural Resources link. So free upland game permit. And then you would pick on the free upland game permit application August 1st to 31st. Click on that, and it comes to this page. For this application, you don't need to go to exploremoreil.com, which is where you buy your other licenses and you put in for different lotteries when you have to spend money on them. Since this one is free, the DNR uses this website. They would ask you for your customer number. So if you don't have a customer number yet with DNR, you're going to want to go and generate one of those at exploremoreil.com. And you probably want to buy your base hunting license at that point because you probably don't have one of those yet. So you'd make an account with them. They'll give you your customer number, and you'll use that for the rest of your life in Illinois. Then you give them your phone number and email address. Then you would make your selections. So let's talk strategy for making selections on the areas that you're trying to get to. I'd go and see which sites have a lot of birds being harvested off of them. I would make that my top tier selection. And then I would make mid-tier selections for my last 2 or 3, like maybe 20 or 30 birds harvested each year. So that way I could at least get out. I have sporting dogs, so I just like to get them out and run around. So if I want to try to guarantee that I have a good chance of getting selected, I would make a couple of those selections as well, instead of just going after the ones that the majority of people are going to be applying for. Yeah, it's just drop down. It's very simple. So just pick a drop down like Clifton. And then here are the general dates for pheasant hunting. You have many in November and some in December. Make sure you're available when you select these dates. Like if you know you're going to be out of town for Christmas, don't select the dates that are closer to Christmas. It's as easy as just picking the dates. So from there, then you just hit submit, and that would be your application. Easy peasy. If you're interested in seeing how to find out more information about these sites, I'll show you these other resources here. I've talked about this in other videos before. I use this every year. It's the Public Hunting Area Report. Again, Google Public Hunting Area Report, Illinois. It will come up, and you can look at the most recent data, which just came out for last year's hunting season. We suggest looking at the past like 4 or 5 years if you got time to scroll down and kind of look around and see the pattern over time, because it could have been raining one of these days that people went out. It could have been really cold. It could have been really windy. People could have had to work or couldn't go out hunting for some reason. So it's really hard to just look at 1 year and call that good. We suggest looking at a trend over a couple of years. So that way you can kind of get an idea how many pheasants are out here on this landscape. So we scroll down in the table, you can see pheasant, quail, rabbit, are some of the upland species you're going to be hunting. Looking at pheasants, scrolling down here, so there's our first double digit at Burbeck. There's a 0, there's a 4, 1, 2. We'll keep going down. Here's a 23. That's at Clifton. 55 at Finfrock. There you go, 70 in Green River. So there's some mid-tiers. Here's a big one, like 120, 125. That's probably the most. And that's going to be at Jim Edgar, which has 16,000 acres. All right, so that gives you an idea of some of the bigger pieces and some of the mid-tier and mid-range ones. You might want to put Jim Edgar as your first pick and then move on from there. Let's look at Finfrock, because that's a fun word to say. So let's look up Finfrock. I have no idea in the state where Finfrock is. Never been there, never heard of it before, but apparently they have a decent amount of pheasants there. So how do I find that? Well, you go to this website, which is huntillinois.org. Go down here to the hunt map. Boop. Finfrock. Let me know if you're a Finfrock hunter. Hit agree to that sucker. All right, so I don't know where Finfrock is. I'm going to put it over here. Finfrock. So there you go. So there's a nice little piece of upland habitat. Zoom in a little bit here. Kind of get an idea of some of the topography of the area. Beautiful upland habitat in the middle of some farm fields and beautiful Illinois. Got a nice little river on the north side here. That's fun. All right, so there you go. So there's Finfrock. You just imagine parking there and walking with your dogs for miles. Let's see, what part of the state is this in? Does anyone have a guess? Is it central? Is it north? Is it south? Ooh. Was that Clinton Lake? Yes. So we are northwest of Clinton Lake out here. So there you go. So there's Finfrock. So do that and see all the other different. If no one's ever seen Jim Edgar before, it's crazy. Yeah. So there's Jim Edgar. They probably have upland fields that you'd have to stick to. It's not the whole property. I would look at the site regulations to understand how to hunt Jim Edgar. I've never hunted it myself, but it's north of Springfield if you've never been out that way. So there's Springfield. That's northwest of Springfield. So big piece of land out there. That's huge when you look at the size. It's almost the size of Springfield. So that's awesome that we have that. So let's go and look at Finfrock hunting regs. So scroll down here. Finfrock. Oh, they actually have deer hunting there. That's wild. Cool. Upland birds. Only one party consisting of the permit holder and no more than 5 hunting partners will be allowed each day. I just looked at another site and it was limited to 3 hunting partners for each day. So that's something else to consider. Some of these have different amounts of the size of your party that you can go with you. So 5 is pretty large. It's probably dictated by how many birds are there and how large of a land piece it is. But yeah, so if you win this lottery, there's only one party. So that means it's just you guys, you and your friends out there and your dogs, hopefully, run around these fields and just having a good old time. If this is something you're interested in, it's free to apply for. It's not going to hurt at all. Good luck. And I hope you get at least one of the sites that you pick. If you have any questions about how to apply for the upland permit, feel free to reach out to us at learntohuntil.com or at our Facebook page, Illinois Learn to Hunt. You can find us on Facebook and shoot us a message if you have any questions about this. Good luck. Always check those site-specific regs. See ya.
It's never too late to learn how to hunt. If you'd like to learn more, go to www.learntohuntil.com.